We are... John, why am I so close?
Push the lens there.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to High PSI TV. I have the Tahoe here, and we are going to do a quick little update video on this. It's a little windy outside, so I might not stay out here for too long. But a lot of people have been asking what I'm doing with the Tahoe because the trans decided to fall out, and I haven't driven it in weeks, and I'm kind of bummed about it. So let's look under the hood real quick before we get to the plan. Alright, so as you can see here in North Carolina, we are having pollen season. You can see everything in the parking lot is yellow, including under my hood. But anyway, the LS blower swap is done. I sold my little intake elbow to help fund the future upgrades here. But everything under the hood here worked great for about 2 days. And then I decided to go watt a couple of times, and the transmission decided it didn't like it. So now the Tahoe is sitting here amongst all these wonderful cars up at RPM. So anyway, the plan is, everyone keeps telling me that I need to put a 4L80 in this thing, and honestly, I want to, but here's the problem with working in the high performance industry like I do. I know how things are going to react when they're done and so on and so forth. Now, I've done 4L80 swaps on trucks and SUVs before. And 4L80 swaps are fine, but I have a four-wheel drive truck. So what that means is changing some shafts in the transfer case, getting drive shafts made, and then I have to change a few pins in the wiring harness, and everything is supposed to work. But what I'm gonna do is put a built 4L60 back in it because it's gonna bolt right in and it's easier to do. I'm trying to block myself from the wind behind this big truck. We are going to go back 4L60, and you guys can flame me all you want. It's what I'm gonna do. I've had plenty of 4L60s come in and out of the shop that have worked fine for years and years and years, making more power than I do. Not quite as heavy as I am, but I don't drive this thing like an idiot all the time, just some of the time. So I've been in contact with RPM transmissions, and we work with them a lot. They do a lot of our transmissions up here, and they're pretty confident that their level... What level trans am I buying? 6? They're pretty confident that their level 6 transmission is going to hold up just fine. And I'm going to pair that with a Yank torque converter. It's going to be their Pro Truck series, which is, you know, high dollar, of course. Can't put anything cheap in it. We work with Yank a lot as well, and their converters seem to hold up pretty well. I had a Yank in it before I broke it, which is actually now in that truck. That's Martin's new truck. So 4L60 is the plan. It's going to be 5-pinion planetary billet input-output shafts, all sorts of stuff that I really honestly have no idea what it is. I'm not a transmission guy. I R&R them. I have had a few apart, probably couldn't put them back together if I tried. So I'm putting a lot of faith in RPM transmissions, and like I said, I'm sure it'll hold up. If I was out racing this thing every weekend, I might try to go 4L80. Now, I know 4L80s don't have the problems that 60s do, and you know, everyone keeps saying, oh, well, you can buy a 4L80 at the junkyard, and you know, you can get one for $500 and do this and do that, and you know, you'll have $1,000 in the swap. I will not buy a junkyard 4L80. I've had so many issues with junkyard parts in the past, and you know, I've had the junkyards take care of me afterwards. You know, I've put 3 motors in one car that I got from a junkyard, and they'll give me another motor every time, but I still have to R&R it and pay for fluids and downtime and all that stuff. So if I was going to buy a 4L80, it would be one from RPM transmissions as well. And a built 4L80 is not cheap. It's more expensive than a fully built 4L60. So if the guys up at RPM transmissions are confident that it's going to hold the power, I put my faith in them, and we're going to make it work. That and it being a direct bolt-in is going to be a lot easier on me. So without further ado, what do I talk about now? I'm out of things to talk about. So we'll go inside the shop here and see what these monkeys are doing. How's the Harnett County Special coming?
It's almost Johnson County now.
Got some sneaky bends in it.
If you guys didn't know, this gives you 10 horsepower. Mag high tech, baby.
What about mag low tech?
What do you think about 4L60 or 4L80 in the Tahoe?
4L80 has more room for lube.
I don't know. Cue all the 4L60 memes.
No. Yeah, cue all the 4L60 memes. That's true. What's that in your hand?
Muff.
What do you plan on doing with that?
This is one.
One muff?
No. Well, that's the only one I've counted today. I'll leave it off tomorrow's sheet. I don't know, man. It makes a good amount of power.
Some only makes 500.
500.
Yeah.
What's the built 60 rated for?
They don't give ratings.
At all?
No. All I know is it has the parts that I know what they are.
500 down. You're like what, 700?
Well, he said that people with like 650, 700 horsepower trucks run them all the time. So I'm heavier, but don't make as much power.
So if I run it this way, it will be quieter.
I don't understand.
You want to be able to read it from the outside of the truck.
Yeah, you got to make sure the MBRP points out so everyone knows what you're doing. Why is that muff so big? I've got my MBRP under the toolbox. It ain't near that big.
Have you heard
It's
this
about
one,
half
Mitch?
the size.
Really?
Yeah,
That's gonna sound better.
maybe. That one's twice as big as the one I put on.
Yeah, twice the power.
I'd roll with it.
Is there an arrow on it?
It'll
I don't
probably-
want to be too quiet.
Well, we can always swap them out.
It's the same on both.
Yeah, I know. I just looked at that.
Make sure the MBRP is upside down and backwards.
It's gonna be quiet.
So, as you can see behind me, we have the Harnett County Special getting all tuned up. Martin and I put a motor in this thing last weekend. Did it in about 3.1 hours. Old one out, new one in and running. And there was no Heineken involved, thanks to John. As you can see, sometimes we let John work on stuff.
Oh, my last video, I actually worked on my own stuff and tell them what happened.
He broke it. So, yeah. So we're just hanging out here a little bit late. You guys now know the plan for the Tahoe. And I know I'm going to get flamed for putting a 60 back in it, but like I said, it's what I want to do. And also, let me make note, I hate videos where I just talk and there's no action. So I apologize, but people have been asking what I'm doing. This is the easiest way for me to tell everyone. If you haven't yet, check out the videos that I've posted in the past couple weeks on the Buick. That's been kind of my main focus since the Tahoe's down and no one really cares about my daily driver. I'll keep you guys updated. I have not ordered anything yet because Jeff is broke. So I have other things that I need to spend money on right now, and the Tahoe isn't really at the top of the list since it's now a toy instead of a daily driver. But I will be ordering everything soon, and I'm going to get it back in there and, you know, get it to the track, get out, do some street polls, and make it happen. So remember, 4L60E for life. You don't need no 4L80. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, RPM Motorsports, we have new t-shirts. You can check them out on the website, rpmmotorsportsnc.com. Order them up. We ship out every Wednesday. And don't forget to order t-shirts from me as well. They're in the link in the description below. Be sure to check it out. And check out John's channel too. He's kind of a goofball. You might like what you see. Thanks for watching.